Well, you're very welcome to the Lightweight Boxing Show. If you hadn't gathered, we're in Liverpool. Look around that, look at that vista. Wow. You can almost hear the Brookside music, Anthony, can't you?
I can. I just saw Jimmy Corkill doing his sprints up here. And yeah, what a place.
We are at the top of Everton Park, which is a place that's well known to all the boxers in this area.
Yes.
Because they do a lot of training in the steps and the hills up here as well. Just down there, just dip down the hill a bit, is where we're heading to, because it's the Rotunda ABC, very famous club here.
Home of champions.
It is indeed, because we're going to catch up with Leigh Smith. He's got a forthcoming bout with Jesse Vargas stateside, so we're going to catch up with Liam, see how everything's going, and see who else he's knocking about in the gym. But Anthony, before we go down there, of course, we're just teasing what we're going to do today. We're going to get your predictions, obviously, at the end of the show, because there's a big fight night in Nottingham.
Yes, massive.
There's a fight night in York Hall in London as well, which we're going to talk about that. We're going to get Crolla's Corner, the charity bet, the whole thing, it's all going on.
Fantastic weekend of boxing. I'm sure Crolla's Corner will throw up a few different answers. And charity bet, I hope, can bring it home this week for a great cause.
Not that it's blustery or anything, but we're off to the nice warm confines of the Rotunda.
Yeah, so this place, Rotunda ABC, it's known as Home of Champions, and it's really fitting. I think looking just going on the wall of fame here. Newly crowned world champion, a girl I know very well, Natasha Jonas. Joey Frost, unbelievable fighter, Olympian. Andy Olligan, what a fight. I think one of the best fighters to come out of Liverpool. Fought the great Julio Cesar Chavez. We could go on. Rocky Fielding. Say Rocky's not finished yet, he's going to make another assault on the world title. Declan, who we've sold in the past, is a great junior. Joe McNally, the other coach here, fantastic fighter. That was when he represented this club in the Junior Olympics in England. We could go on and on, we could go round this Hall of Fame. Obviously we're not going to mention the Smith brothers, Tony Bellew. It really is some Hall of Fame. Neil Foran, wow. Michael Jones, who had 3 great fights with Salford's Jamie Moore. No, it is Home of Champions. I could go on and on, couldn't I, Liam?
Mine's a bit further along if you keep going, Rob.
The guy is there. Let's give Rocky a shout out.
Rocky's next to mine over there.
So here we are, the Lightweight Boxing Show at the Rotunda in Liverpool. And of course, Leigh Smith does have that challenge against Jesse Vargas coming up. Now, there's been a bit of to and fro with this one. It should have happened a while ago, and eventually it is going to happen now anyway.
It's been talked about for a long time, and I think it's a great fight. I know there's a lot of respect between them both. I think I just had a beer together with them both in Texas.
You having a beer? There's a shock.
Yes. Before I went to the dark side, but yeah, no, it's listen. Great fight coming up on a great card. I know, listen, there's a lot of talk of Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano, and rightly so, but this is a perfect chief sport for the Garden.
Madison Square Garden, it's got to be everyone's dream anyway to find that. I mean, obviously he's not the first Smith to do it.
Yes, he's not, but you've got to look at Liam and he's, over his career, some of the venues he's fought at the Dallas Cowboy Stadium, he's fought over in Vegas, and I think this is probably the last on the bucket list to tick off. I'm sure he's got more things to achieve, but as for venues, he's not had a bad career as Liam.
Well, firstly, the weekend, we did see Chocolatito in against Martinez. Now, Anthony, talk us through your prediction, where it all went wrong.
Where it all went wrong is I know absolutely nothing about the sport of boxing.
Okay.
Now and again, you make a very stupid bet, a prediction. It wasn't with great confidence if we play that back, but I just thought Chocolatito can't go on forever. I just thought in that Reynoso camp, anytime you come against a fight like that, they very rarely come on the wrong end of the decision. I just thought the relentlessness, the power of Martinez, it could cause Chocolatito at his age problems, and it did absolutely nothing of the sort. And Chocolatito took him to school, which I was glad to see because I'm a huge Chocolatito fan. But yeah, I got it badly wrong, as Liam, who's behind us doing in pads, pointed out.
Oh, well, I'm sure he's going to point out something else a bit later on, because a few months ago, you two had a bet.
We did.
About Manchester United and Liverpool and who's going to finish higher in the league.
Bet,
it's looking good, Ant, for you?
Yes, it is. If I want to be doing a stupid forfeit, it's looking really good. And I think what happened is that I think we just signed Ronaldo, my right hand team, we just signed Ronaldo, got caught up in all the emotion of things. They didn't have the best start, and that's almost looking as stupid as the Chocolatito bet at weekend.
Well, let's find out what Liam thinks about everything, not just obviously the boxing, but football, and not just Liverpool, because he's a very, very keen footballer, which we know all about. Well, we've been in the Rotunda to watch the training session of this fella here, Leigh Smith, who's got the challenge of Jesse Vargas at the end of April. It's going to be some night, actually. April the 30th, Taylor Serrano as well. You must be looking forward to that.
Yeah, I am for many reasons. Obviously, you know, from a personal point of view, I finally get my hands on Jesse. But obviously then to tick a box, Madison Square Garden, you know, the pinnacle of boxing, and you know what I've never done New York. I've topped the bill Vegas, Texas, Arizona. I've fought Mexico and Russia, but New York, Madison Square Garden, just got a different ring to it, and from that side of it, it's one that I'm so looking forward to. But also to be on a bill with a historic, you know, main event in Katie Taylor and Serrano. I'm looking forward to that fight as a fan also, so I'm so looking forward to April 30th.
Beef, I'm not saying it's bad blood in any way, because I know you've had you had a beer with him in
Of course,
Texas
yeah, I
that
know what
time.
you mean, but I also...
There's been a lot of talk
Yeah.
at it for long, so it's one of them where it's like, no, it's strictly business.
Yeah, it has now.
Yeah.
No, I can
has
totally
turned-
understand why you're
yeah.
saying it, because spoke along the same lines the other day,
Yeah.
and I said that he seemed a proper nice lad,
Yes.
Jesse, but now I don't know why, but I do feel his needle there, and now I feel his needle there on his behalf by some of the stuff he's putting out also.
Yeah.
And I do feel it's gone from quiet and respectful side to playing ping pong together in Texas,
Yeah.
to now having a little bit of verbals and a little bit personal now. And look, I'll be dead honest, I said it last time, and it was a domestic, you know, derby last time, but if I have to make this personal, I will. My whole career's on the line, so for me to carry on going in boxing, if I have to make it personal, I will make it personal.
Who won at ping pong?
Me. And then, I'm not going to lie, he beat me on
The winner
that
played
stupid
me.
futsal game. Like the spinning thing, yeah. Where you've got no with pot luck, he beat me on that.
So it's 1 each anyway.
it's one
so
each,
this
yeah.
is the decider.
Yeah.
That's good.
Beef, last from me, right, go through your career,
Yeah.
venues, you mentioned them there. I know you're not the first Smith to box at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, of course,
However, this is there any more on the bucket list venues? Like, I know you've got ambitions and come through Jesse, like another world titles and stuff like that, but like you Vegas, you
course, it's-
Dallas Cowboys, now
Yeah.
New York.
Yeah.
Is there anywhere, you know, where you start out, is there anywhere else where you think, you know, I'd like to fight there?
Yeah, a little bit like in boxing, Crolla, you can never stop learning. I just think we can never stop being surprised in boxing, you know. They're coming now with the football stadiums, you know. Imagine if they offered me,
of course.
I don't know, Tottenham's ground, or I've never fought at a Dallas Cowboys stadium.
Yes.
Was a bit of a, but I think Paul, Stephen and Callum all fought at Goodison. Callum's fought
Yeah.
at Tottenham. Obviously, the Anfield one's always
Yeah,
been
the
one.
bigger.
I feel we might have maybe just missed that boat now with both losing, me and Callum losing our world titles now. I think it was more on the horizon and more spoke about then. But never say never, you know. Who's to say, you know, Fury, Joshua couldn't end up at
Yeah.
Anfield. I would never say never with boxing now. So, you know, as long as I'm still going, as long as I beat Jesse, then I can either challenge for a world title again. You've got your Eubanks, you know, Brook back in the scene, and you know, as you know, Crolla, I'll take a fight with any of them tomorrow. So I beat Jesse. I beat Jesse. I'm back in a very, very good position, I feel. And you know, after Russia, everything happened for a reason. Really, I could have sat and cried about the Russia, but what happened in Russia then give me the Fowler night. Jesse pulling out in Arizona's now giving me Madison Square Garden. So I feel everything's led me to this point.
We mentioned, or I know you two have been talking football before the cameras started rolling, but just one thing, because the fight in Russia, when you came back and about 3 hours later you were playing for Custis FC, your local Sunday League team, and I think you went up for a header and half created a goal.
Yeah.
You just came on as a sub and you went up straight away and you caused a bit of havoc, and then you had that one, and then you did exactly the same after Fowler as well. I mean, you're a man.
You know,
man, surely.
the Russia one was I said a little bit more acceptable because I had no cuts or what, but you know, I just not long off a flight, and it was a horrendous flight. We had to get 3 flights home. But the Fowler one, I had no right playing whatsoever. I turned up to watch. I still had 6 or so stitches in my eye, and I had no sleep whatsoever. Not 5 minutes sleep. After the fight, I went back to the hotel. Then I stayed up with everyone to watch Fury. Then I drove home to see my girl and my kids. Then I drove back to the hotel to check out. Straight over the water to watch Little Paul in the championships, and then straight from the boxing to footy. But I went on the basis of watching, and we struggled for numbers. We had a few injuries, and I said, look, I'll play. I feel fine. I went stiff off the Fowler fight. I went like, oh, I'm sore. I boxed yesterday. I said, but don't start screaming at me for going up for headers. If the ball's in the air and I don't go up, remember I've got stitches in my eye, I'm not going up for headers. So they said, oh, it's that sound. So I just played and scored. And
yeah,
we
to
won,
score as well.
Yeah.
Right, now the pair of you, you've had a bet. Tell us about the bet and how's it looking?
Right, well, for me, it's not looking that good, to be honest. For Liam, it's looking really well, and thanks for reminding us about it. But, yeah, right, what happened was, right, I think it was October or something, I think we just signed Ronaldo. And yeah, I'm a 35-year-old man now, but I got caught up in the emotion of signing Ronaldo.
We need
I don't
to
think
dig
he's had
out.
the best start. Yeah, we'll dig it out,
We had a bet on the league, but we also had a forfeit on the next game coming up, by the way.
I
We did.
thought-
I bet.
Josh, we
I'll
stopped
have another
nodding
bet
your head,
that we
please,
did.
and agreeing.
We did.
But,
We
right,
had a
we'll dig it out,
forfeit, or
but
it was something.
it was a
Liverpool top
forfeit
four.
for who finished higher, I know that. And it's not looking that good for me, I'm not going to
The
lie.
forfeit one, the forfeit is you got to wear a Liverpool t-shirt.
No, it wasn't that. It was not that. I think
is
that
it?
was
We
one
need
of the
to
things
dig
it
it out.
wasn't. We need to do
It's on,
something.
we'll be find it on the social media somewhere, but
Mate, if you want, I'll get you a coffee after here and I'll
remember
get
where
a
it was.
dinner or
It was
whatever.
in the
season, or was
Hilton.
this on the next
No,
game?
It was
No,
2020.
we've done both. It was on the end of the
Oh, right,
season we
okay.
finished, and then we had a forfeit on the next
Yeah.
game, and I'm sure I give you the draw as well. And
Just dig it out, dig it out.
Two clubs meet each other. Who's
Yeah.
going to come out on top in those two Man United Liverpool games this season?
Again, same as last season.
I think we
us.
get, okay, well I think we sit here again and do a proper bet for a forfeit, a good forfeit.
Right, okay. Right, as long as there's no daft you've got to wear a Liverpool shirt or anything.
Well, if you are confident in Man United, you will take this bet.
Right, okay.
You will do it. A good forfeit, whether
Right,
it be
we'll see. I
it's on
don't know what
record now.
month
Dye
we've
your
done
hair, I know.
I'm not dying here, it's Brad. Right, we'll see, we've got it then, we'll come back then.
Yeah, we'll
when
come back and do a
first- when we
forfeit.
meet, yeah? So who gets the better of the two games? Sound.
We'll get there and that'll
Just
be
the
on
two games or who finishes above it?
Come on.
Oh yeah, or who finishes above it,
All
whatever
right,
you want.
so-
Whatever you want.
Yeah, very lively Liam Smith, isn't he? It's a fascinating one in
Got a lot to be
prospect.
lively about at the minute.
Well,
Watch
yeah,
boxing.
he has. But of course, that card as well with Taylor Serrano, that's building nicely, isn't it? In terms of, it's been pitched as the biggest women's fight ever,
Yeah.
basically, isn't it? And it's hard to argue against Madison Square Garden and a great bill as well.
Perfect setting, and think of the Irish continue there, the Puerto
Yeah.
Rican continue. There's going to be one hell of a atmosphere in there on the night.
And Liam, I mean, again, we've spoken to him obviously, but you've worked with him so closely over the years as well. He's always been such a talent, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I've always loved the fact that, obviously the football thing in his head.
Yeah,
He'd give
he's-
everything to play 2 minutes for Liverpool, wouldn't he?
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, a lot of people say as well, like, unbelievable fighting family, but the most naturally talented, and I'd agree, is him.
Well, of course, we know that fight is going to take place at the end of April, but a fight that's taking place a lot sooner because it's in Nottingham this weekend. It's a Matchroom card live on DAZN, and it is Leigh Wood against Michael Conlan. Fascinating one, fascinating card as well. We'll get Anthony's opinion on it in a minute, but this is fight week in Nottingham.
Michael, welcome back to Nottingham. I know you said yesterday the talking is over, but every time you do that you give a very entertaining interview, so I'm hoping we see the same of that today. But you look very confident, very fired up for this fight. Opportunity for you to become world champion on Saturday night.
Yeah, I'm ready to go. My confidence comes from my preparation. Preparation's been fantastic, as I've said continuously. I'm very, very confident, very relaxed. We're here in Nottingham. It's time to go. There's not much more to say other than I really can't wait for Saturday night.
I know that obviously the talking's done, etc., and you're calm and relaxed, but you are very passionate as well. Seen a couple of interviews as well. Fired up for Saturday, and is that part of the plan? I mean, talk about staying calm. Do you even want to stay calm? I mean, the atmosphere is going to be so intense on Saturday night. You're looking to let that fuel you and put in a fantastic performance.
Listen, I know what kind of performance is coming on Saturday night. This is the most relaxed and calm I've ever been on a fight week. I don't feel any pressure. I'm here in the opponent's back garden. I got to rip the belt off him. Everybody's here to see him. I've got fans coming, but I've fought in front of thousands already, so it's nothing new. But I'm just here to do a job. I hope Leigh has had a fantastic training camp. I hope he's the best Leigh Wood there's ever been, because I believe it will be, and it'll make it all the sweeter when I beat him.
Expected to go through a tough fight on Saturday night to rip that belt off Leigh Wood, and ready and prepared to do whatever it takes.
I'm just expecting a fantastic performance by myself.
Leigh, ready to go. Can't quite believe we're here back in Nottingham, and your story is an incredible one. I remember watching you in Hull many years ago when you were weight drained down at super bantamweight and getting stopped by Gavin McDonnell in a massive shock upset at the time. A lot of people felt that your career might be over. The way you've built yourself back up through all kinds of adversity to get yourself in this position, it is an incredible story, and I guess in your mind you have to make the absolute most of this opportunity on Saturday.
Absolutely. I'm buzzing to be here. It's been a long, hard road to get here. Like you said, back in 2014, terrible night. That was a terrible night, but I knew the reasons behind it, and I went away and corrected them. Same with both the defeats that I've suffered. I hadn't suffered defeats and just thought I'll just keep chipping away and hope something comes. I went away, changed my team, improved as a fighter, stayed disciplined, lived the life, and that's why I'm bringing this big night back to Nottingham. And I couldn't be happier. Couldn't be happy with my camp for this fight. Couldn't be happy with my team. Everything's on point. And like Mick said, I've got the best version of him. He's got the best version of me. There's no excuses after the fight. The best man will win.
When you talk about that sort of rise back and that confidence, how important has confidence played a part in that? Obviously, the Reece Mould win was great, but the confidence going into the Kanzu fight, I remember sitting there at the press conference thinking, I don't think you win this fight. You all believed you would win this fight. You've won the fight, and I'm guessing now we're going to see the confidence go to a whole nother level in this fight. You really believe that you're the better man. You believe you're the favourite in this fight. You believe you defend this title on Saturday in your home city.
For sure. Look, we rocked up at fight camp, and people was basically saying, good luck, thanks for coming, thanks for turning up. And we was like, we're kind of taken back, like we didn't know what to say to him. And as I did these interviews and said, look, I'm going to win this fight. And obviously they hear that from every fighter. But confidence has never been an issue with me. I've been confident when most kids didn't have nothing to smile about, nothing to look forward to. I've been confident in the gym without fights coming up for 2 years, 2 injuries, defeats. And I was confident in my ability, confident I'd get there. And Maria.
It's been hard. I'd be lying if it wasn't. It's been hard. But, I've kept pushing. I've kept with it. Believed in my team. Practice, drills and drills. Been some hard sessions in there, there's been some hard sparring in there, but we're nearly here, and I couldn't be more confident. I'm confident in what I've got to do. I'm confident in my strategy, my game plan, my team, and myself. Absolutely electric, and it's going to take me to a new level. The atmosphere is going to be crazy. The support I've had for this fight has been unbelievable. From the bottom of my heart, I just want to thank everyone for the support. I could have sold my tickets 3 times over. Matchroom won't give me enough tickets, but yeah. Just thank you to everyone for the support, every single one. Even I was supposed to box on the Butte bill. I was afloat. They tried to get me out right before the main event, and Frampton didn't stop his kid, which they was expecting, so I didn't get on. I didn't get on that night, but nevertheless, that was one of the greatest nights, boxing-wise, that I've been at. Even though I didn't get on, I still look back and think, what a great night. But apart from that, all the other shows Carl boxed on, I was there. I had a band because my amateur coach at the time used to take Carl on pads a lot, so he used to sort us out. So I was quite backstage and seeing bits and bobs, watched him through the fight week shenanigans, the press conferences and the media stuff, the weigh-in, seeing how he handled things fight week. And that's a great experience for me coming through. I watched Kell Brook do it as well, from going from British title level to world title level, from Hillsborough Leisure Centre to Motorpoint Arena in Sheffield. So that's experience for me, that you can't buy, and watching how they deal with things and watching how they grow. And it's been great for myself. Look at the distance, but it could go earlier. I think, if all this goes to plan, it's going to get very hard for me at times. And the stoppage is likely. I'm not going to guarantee it, but it is very likely. But like I said, we're prepared to go the distance. I can dig. I can really dig. I'm very explosive for the weight. I hit very hard. Can he take that power? Has he took that power before? These are questions he's got to answer. Obviously, he brings things to the table that I've never seen, which is why I prepared so well, and we've looked at him in great detail. But it's down to him. It's down to him. I'm going to be hitting him very hard, very often.
Preparation's been amazing. I enjoyed every minute of it. It's been tough, but I've enjoyed every minute of this. It's been a long time coming. And now we're, within, 10 days, under 10 days. It's exciting. I can't wait to get my teeth into it and rip heads off. 100%. It's something that my father has been shouting at me to do for this fight. He was delighted it was not in him. I didn't really care whether it was going to be. The fact that it was not in him, I was like, okay, let's do not in him, and he was delighted. So, I'm excited about it. It's probably going to feel a bit like Belfast at times in there. But I know you're going to hear them boos and them cheers against you, which is going to be it's going to be good. That'll get me going even more. But I'm really excited for it. I think it's going to be a fantastic fight. I know that the fans are very, very passionate. So much for travelling, and then the fans in Nottingham have been fantastic in the past with watching and stuff. So hopefully they'll come out and support Leigh. He'll need it on the night, so it's going to be good. The knockout comes fantastic. I'm going out there to put a performance on. Whether or not it's a knockout doesn't really matter. It's going to be that clean and that sharp and that good that it won't matter. There's no way they're going to be able to take it away from me. And I've said in many interviews today, it sounds selfish, but I'm kind of glad it happened last week. I feel bad for Jack, and I actually feel really disappointed for him. But I'm glad it happened last week rather than happen my week. Now the eyes that are older on it, they're going to be under much more scrutiny. It would be almost impossible for it to happen. It's still for the regular title. People have asked me all day, does it bother me? No, because if there's a chance I can fight Leo Santa Cruz next, fantastic. If I can't fight him next, I'm still going to call myself the number one anyway, because Leigh would beat the number one in my opinion. He is the man. He is the number one for me. So once I beat Leigh Wood, I will be the number one in the division, and there's plenty of options out there. So, yeah, that's how I see it. I do win the title. A fight in Belfast in August would be fantastic outdoor. 16,000 people in my local park. That would be special. That would be a dream come true. But there's massive fights there, and if there's ones in New York, big fights in New York, I'm open to those as well. So. There's plenty of options this year. I think between the 3 to 4 fights maybe in terms of this year, I think we'll get in. Definitely a possibility.
Yeah, fantastic night to look forward to in Nottingham. I'll get your prediction on that in a bit, and the card and all the rest of it, Anthony. And of course, you've still got your charity bet to think about.
I'm hoping I can bring a winner home this week.
But of course, what you like to do every week, you like to do a bit of freestyling. So here is Crolla's Corner.
I know you like your food, yeah? Like the rest of the brothers.
Same, mate.
No, mate, I think you've lost weight.
Lobster pasta.
Oh, mate, yes. I'm with you.
Steak Diane. Little meal I go for. Steak Diane, loads of chips, loads of vinegar on them.
The little things. You can train one player from Liverpool Football Club, past or present, for boxing fight.
I'll have to go with Jamie Carragher because I've seen him in here, seen him having a go, seen he's fit, seen he likes doing it. He threw his name down for the charity bar with Callum once, which shows me he's got the bottle to do it, so I'd love to see how far he can go.
Ooh, it's a good question. I think some Andy Robertson, the feisty little jock as well.
Scottish in him as well.
Scottish in him.
One person in boxing you can avoid on a night out. Who is it?
Ooh. Boxing
sitting on a bike interviewing.
Mate, really, I would have said you was on
I'm only messing, do you know what? Colla's a good laugh, to be fair, on a night
Cheers,
out.
mate. It means a lot, that.
As long as you get him to go to the bar when he's sober.
I like the fella, Gareth Davis probably. Gareth, yeah. Gareth, he pissed he'd be just boxing mad and doing all the antics. And
oh, it'd be crazy.
Yeah. I have to say Gareth.
I usually throw a hard ball in, so I'll probably say hard ball.
RGK.
RGK, yeah. Give an handful on some night. I'm not even lying. No, day after I beat Buckland, right, for my lad's first birthday, 70 the road, the day after the V Festival, so we all goes right, the V Festival, right. So, having been asleep before me fight, all the adrenaline, I gets up the next morning, goes straight to V Festival. So I get there, I find out our Paul's gone straight from the fight to the V Festival. Turns up and everyone's going to me, mate, Paul alright, so I'm going, oh yeah, well, like, walks around, sees him, oh, he can't stand up, it's like that. I'm walking out, I'm like, oh. So me, Liam and Callum all plays rock, paper, scissors, see who has the mind, and right, so Callum loses. Callum has the mind with us, so me and Liam rolling around the V Festival, all buzzing, still on it, I just won me fighting, and everyone's congratulating me and everything. So Callum's phoning me, going, fuck hurry up, it's one of your turn, come back and get him, and I went, Cal, come on mate, look after me, and Stephen, he's fell through a fence, he's asleep on the floor, people are taking pictures of him.
Well, there we are, another Crolla's Corner. You really won me to your task there, Anthony.
Yes, didn't enjoy a few answers then, but yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Well, of course, we've already spoken about the Nottingham card and that Wood-Conlan fight, but there is another very intriguing fight, just a couple of hours' time as well at York Hall, and it involves Chris Bourke, the champion, against the challenger from Salford, a fellow we both know well, Mark Leach, a real talent as well, who finally gets a big opportunity.
I'm just glad that Mark's finally getting his long overdue opportunity to fight for a British title, and I believe it's one he's going to take. He's fighting a very good fighter in Chris Bourke, rating very highly, but for me, Mark's one of the most sort of the biggest secrets in British boxing. I'm speaking highly, but that's how highly I rate him. He, bag of tricks, as you said before, the Salford Lomachenko. He can do it all, and I believe tonight he can become British champion. Only the second man to do it since he's in the past 100 years, since his trainer Jamie Moore. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully he can do that.
Well, let's hear what Mark's got to say for himself. You are obviously in the right place to become the next big thing from Salford, aren't you? Jamie Moore, of course, we know what he did. He's the coach, him and Nige, in terms of he was a European champion, British champion. You've got this British title fight now against Chris Bourke. York Hall, Bourke or Burke? It's Chris Bourke. Now, York Hall's fantastic venue as well for a fight like this. It's nice and tight and everything else. Again, I mentioned before, it's been a frustrating wait for you though, hasn't it? You've wanted this years ago.
Yeah, I mean, I originally wanted it a bantamweight, but I was waiting 1.5, 2 years for that. That didn't happen. Then I got the opportunity to fight a super bantamweight, so went up, fought two final eliminators at that weight, but now the chance is finally here, so I'm going to grab it with both hands and bring that belt back to Salford.
Mark, I've knew about you for a long time, from a super talented schoolboy, junior. I think anyone around boxing, when you disappeared for a few years, he was gutted and they thought it was going to be an unfilled potential. Do you believe now everything's happened for a reason? You're now getting the opportunity at 28, coming into your prime, growing into super bantam, win this title in a few weeks' time. Where do we go from there?
Well, like I said, I did it the hard way, so I wouldn't be where I am now if I did it any other way. I've had to open all the doors myself, had to jump through the hoops myself. But yeah, I will be British champ this time in about 4 weeks.
What's the plan then? Because you are Salford's Lomachenko, so I know that you want to go further than even that, don't you? So how quickly do you want to do all this?
Yeah, well, ideally, I'd like to win the British outright. It's an iconic belt. First time going to York Hall as well, iconic venue. But yeah, I'd like to win it outright because it's a proper fighter's belt. But if the opportunity comes to fight for the European world, then why not? I'll jump at it. It'd be silly not to. Like I said, I've got kids to feed. I've got to look after them as well as myself. So I'm in it for them.
You, Matt, am I right in saying you will be the first Salford man since the man behind you to win it and to win it outright?
Exactly that, yeah. Brilliant. Apart from Jamie, who was won about 100 years ago.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Elite club.
Yeah, exactly.
Good.
Mark Leach there, then, he's got a big opportunity. Look forward to that one. Great action this weekend. But before we go, Anthony, obviously you've got to give us your £100 charity bet. What's it going to be? Firstly, the bet.
The bet is it's going to be a treble. It's going to be Kevin Agarko inside the distance.
Yep.
Salford's Mark Leach to become British champion and do it on points. And it's a tough one. It's not the kind of fight I'd want on, but I want to go Conlan on points.
Conlan on points. There you have it. So should you be a winner? Yes. Where's it going?
It is going to, I think, especially while I'm here, the boys, Smith Brothers, and the whole gym does an awful lot for autism. So there's a local school, Redbridge, so I bet that I always want the bets to come in because they're always for a good cause, but I'd really love it to come in this week to go to Redbridge School around here that helps with that cause.
Fantastic, yeah. It's been great being at the Rotunda, of course, this fantastic place in Liverpool, the fighting city of Liverpool. Plenty of action to look forward to. And don't forget, of course, all the interviews you see on the Lightweight Boxing Show, the long form of those interviews are on the YouTube channel. So subscribe and like, carry on watching, and we'll carry on bringing outrageous entertainment every week, won't we, Anthony?
It's coming, and it's going to keep getting bigger.
And everyone enjoy Cheltenham next week, and you, Anne.
They will do, and I will not be winning any money in Cheltenham, but I'm going to give it a good go.
In the Guinness tent.
Yes.
Thank you very much indeed for watching the Lightweight Boxing Show.